Yeah. I said pull up and she there before we fell in love with wedding cake and double couldn't make it up the stairs way too far.
I'm in Indy. I'm out in Indy right now. I bounce between Cincinnati and Indy. How about you?
Yeah.
How about you? Where you at?
I'm in Orange County. That's like 30 minutes from LA.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. My artist actually gonna be out there in the next few days.
Who's your artist?
E-Jazz. He was a songwriter for Young Thug. Worked on a bunch of stuff with Wanna. I could tap you in, bro.
Oh damn! Okay, hell yeah. I was gonna say I'm flying out to Atlanta tomorrow.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, to Jakester's having a show out there.
Yo.
There's another show with Nimstar, Herb 4K, Chulo, SCP West. I'm just gonna go out there and make some content and shit.
Can you go ahead and introduce yourself? Tell us your name, how old you are, where you're from.
My name is Thomas Wells. I'm from Indianapolis and Cincinnati, and I'm 19 years old. I'm about to be 20.
I'm Goblin. This is Glow. We run Outofvieuu. We just kind of want to know, bro, kind of give us like a quick introduction. Just like tell everyone what you do, what you're known for.
Yeah. So I've been in this industry for about 4 years so far. I like to be very versatile, do different things. So I do creative media marketing for TCC Entertainment, which is a big media platform on Instagram, as well as artist development and management. Same with producers, of course. I work on their branding, how they can, stand out, prioritize uniqueness, because that equals longevity. What I've been doing for the past 4 years, slowly growing. I work closely with Spotify algorithms. I know the ins and outs of most streaming platforms, which can be real beneficial for artists these days. So,
did you start as an artist, or how did you get started in music?
Yeah, so I had a dream where I was like, yo, I want to be an artist, like I want to get into this. I always love music. And so I tried getting on, I bought a mic, I did all this, and I realized that it wasn't for me, but I still wanted to be involved. And so I asked one of my boys and artists I still work to this day, B-Dot Bandman, if I could be involved in his collective at the time. And I really didn't know I was really new to the industry, and the best way I found to grow is just by figuring it out. I got into this artist collective, and I asked them, what do you guys need? What do you guys need to succeed? They laid everything out for me, and then I got to work. And networking, is a big thing in this industry. And so after that collective, I just started networking to as many people as I could with the same mindset and passion that I had for this industry. And I'm driven off passion. That's why I do all of this. Passion will lead you to a real good place if you continue to, keep your head towards the right things.
For sure, that's facts. We all got here from passion, bro.
For real. Like, this is one of the best, this is the best industry, in my opinion. I love it every single day. It's not a job. It's a lifestyle.
Who were your main influences to your own just wanting to like get into music, like growing up and throughout your career?
Yeah, so I wasn't really introduced to hip hop music until around middle school, and Future's self-titled tape was that tape that really got me into rap music and the beauty behind it. And from Future, I started getting in more into trap, Young Thug, and a lot of Lil Keed. That whole YSL group was a very, very big part. Yeah, man, they changed so many things in lives and beyond just the music. That's what I strive for most, impacting people on a wider scale. For
your kind of like creative process when you're going about marketing strategies, what are you coaching an artist most of the time, or are you working with like a label, or what's like your main role?
Yeah, so I do work with multiple labels in terms of partnerships. I have my own management company. I run through all the artists and producers that I have on my team. I run it kind of my direction, take a lot of influences, of course, but I've realized the industry can be very vague sometimes with the marketing strategies. You know, you see a lot of the same thing, a lot of repetitiveness, and that's what kind of like it made me kind of mad. I was like, you can do something that's different, you know, and still make a hit. So it took a lot. Like it's been a constant grind for 4 years, you know, figuring out what things work, how to stand out.
Sure.
And I've realized it's actually a lot simpler than you think. Just being yourself and pushing your values in through your music. And I also realize it's not needed to push the content every single day. You need to let it simmer and let people take in the content, let people take in the music, especially if you're trying to create a new genre, if you're trying to, you know, expand. It's not going to come easily for listeners. So what I work with, all the artists, producers I work with, unique. How I develop is their campaigns is I slowly basically integrate their sound and their visions into the content. Like with Memphis Daytona, we just dropped a music video, just basically his vision of rage, party, as well as keeping a good soul, you know, and being a good person. You could still have fun and go crazy while still being a good person, you know, combining those two aspects. Yeah, man, and it's brought us a lot. You know, you put good energy out, you'll get energy back, good energy back. It's as simple as that. A lot of artists nowadays try to overcomplicate it. You know, they see all these other artists like posting this video, posting that video, like, oh, I'm missing out, you know. But in reality, you just have to continue what you've been doing. Yes, take other influences, but as long as you're persistent with your standards and your sound, the rest will come. And it's been proven. Like we're almost about to hit 100K with Daytona's one of the artists, Memphis Daytona, who I've worked with since, you know, the beginning. And we don't put money into it. We let we let it grow itself, because that's, you know, you can gain real listeners because the people that will, you know, see it are actually going to fuck with it. You're not having to target anyone. You're not having to, it will just come naturally. There are, of course, ways to boost it and do multiple things, but as long as you're, you know, what I said earlier about putting out what you're putting out, all the artists I manage, they are like, you can't relate them to anyone else. And that's the main driving point. Oh, this is new. Oh, I've never heard this. Then they listen, you know, instead of, oh, this influencer doing this or doing that. It's their, you know, it prioritizes their music more in the content.
A big question that I kind of just had sitting on the back burner here. So how did you get tapped in with B Dot and just like the whole TikTok scene?
Yeah, so that's actually a funny story. So Diddy Bob, I call him Meyer, Presley, and that whole, you know, Henry, they actually grew up in Indy. In Daytona, that was, you know, his friend group. He was actually, if you look at the beginning of the TikToks, you know, of everyone going up, he was, you know, kind of the main actually. And he decided to, you know, take a different route and just continue to focus on music instead of the content. Throughout the growth of both of their all of their careers, it's been intertwined. Like there's a music video, Crowd Pleaser, that we're actually going to be pushing a lot more. It has the whole crew in it. It's kind of weird because when you think of, you know, Indianapolis, Indiana, it's just, you know, it's cornfields. But it's slowly and with a lot of push and effort, we're trying to bring the scene, the content creators out, and it's slowly making a difference.
Glow, do you have any questions just off the top of your head?
Goblin said you're like an A&R, right? Like an A&R
Yeah.
Sounds good. So like when I think of an A&R, I'm just like, I'm thinking of as someone that tries to find like the next like Yeet type shit.
Yeah.
And like is that like what you guys do? And like if that is, like what's like what is there more to an A&R? Like what else do y'all do?
Yeah, so I think A&R is a pretty vague name for, I guess, the actions every day, you know. I do like management and A&Ring goes hand in hand. Marketing and A&Ring goes hand in hand. A&R is a word that's thrown out a lot what specifically we work on is, yes, finding those artists, searching for those artists. But once we get the artists, that's when the real work starts. We put less work into finding them and more work into how we develop them. We work with the artists on their sound, their discography, and how they can create longevity. As an example, with Daytona's new album, we spent 6 months perfectly curating each song and each marketing plan for each song. Because it's so unique, you have to have a whole plan for each individual song. And so I work on networking as well for the artists, getting them new features, collaborations, and just branching them out more. Because it is hard to do that as an artist sometimes, because there's, you know, a lot of people trying to do the same thing. And so I can come in here and, you know, take that step with the connections and networks and friends that I have for these artists, you know. So it's a lot of artist development. It's more of a task, you know, you're developing artists, but like that's the job title almost.
Okay, so like, because like I've been in the like, let me introduce myself real quick.
Yeah.
My name's Glow. I just turned 24 like 2 days ago, so I've been in the underground for a while. I was like one of the first people to bring the underground to TikTok back in like 2020.
Yeah.
I've been doing the TikTok stuff. I've been, you know, rapping. How how can I become an A&R? Because like there's so many artists that like I've known like when they're at like Sofago. I knew Sofago at like 3K. Like I knew so much artists right before they blew up. Like what steps can I take to becoming like an A&R like you?
Yeah, and it's actually extremely easy. What I did was just reach out. So once I reach out to these artists, I'm like, hey, I can help you with this, this, and this. I really believe in what you do in your music, and you know, you could call it management. Hey, like I'm gonna work on your management. You can throw different names, whatever clicks with the artist, you know, more. I use management, but you know, you go in there saying, hey, I can work on all the business and marketing side, so you can fully focus on your music and your craft. They can continue, you know, popping off, making their music, and then you get to run how they get seen. You brought the music scene to TikTok. You know how to get people seen. So you just got to apply that to an artist, essentially. You can either, you know, sign them as management, have your own record label, anything to group these artists, and then work on how they're going to succeed one-on-one.
And I also got another question, like, you know, being an A&R, like how does the money come in? Like, are you getting percentages of their song? Are you like, how you like, how like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how does the money come in being in the position you are in?
Yeah, so it's a lot more difficult. You know, you have to go into it knowing it's a lot more difficult. So I do work with percentages. I do a base average around 12% of streams in total revenue, like if shows, stuff like that. What the real money comes in is once, you know, we get to a point where we're throwing festivals, I'm throwing shows, I'm basically putting artists on, and you know, you give and give back, you know. And so the effort and investment that I put in, I will receive it, whether it's a label deal, it's, you know, let's say an artist has a big budget there to have, they want, you know, it's, you have to find your workarounds. I do have to admit that you have to find your workarounds. I'm not money focused, like, you know, the money will come when it's needed. I'm focused on the development of these artists' careers, you know, because once they make it, I'm not going to have to worry about the money. I just have to get them there. And so just a self-investment. You're investing your time and energy into these artists, and eventually it'll pay off.
What advice would you give to just like artists watching to develop their own career?
Yeah. So be yourself. Find something that you have or do that no one else does. You know, you have to be recognizable in some aspects. And so even if you don't drop music or drop anything for years, the first thing that you have to work on is developing your sound. I only work with artists that when their sound is already built, now we just have to move forward. You know, I don't have to worry about them getting mixed mastered or how's this song going to sound. Is it good? I already know that's going to be a hit every single time. I just need to know how I'm going to get people to hear the hit. Develop on yourself, focus on yourself, and worry less about the marketing and how you're going to blow up until you can say, this, like, I've got it. I've mastered my craft. Because until you've mastered your craft, you'll never be able to achieve what you would have achieved without getting the side of the art and music 100%,
For an artist that's kind of in that mid area where they don't really know, they don't have their sound completely figured out yet, and they're just trying to develop something, to get themselves out there, to at least be in the scene. What would you recommend, or what are some advice for people like that?
Yeah. So networking is big. Come up with the people that are at the same level as you. You grow together. And so you kind of have to do some searching, search for artists, producers, and, network with them and basically gather a collective, and a group of people that you will come up with. You can't do it alone. So if you're in that middle ground starting to work, it'll speed up and help the process with different perspectives, different styles. And the more you branch out and reach out to different artists, producers, your sound will grow as well, and your marketing will grow as well. We're all doing the same thing, we're all trying to succeed. It'll make it easier on yourself, go up with people that have the same visions.
Can you tell us just like a funny story, or like a kind of a crazy story you've had in the industry?
Yeah, let me think about that for a second. This one is actually kind of funny. It happened a couple weeks ago. So at the show, what we were doing, our main, I guess, marketing side on the show was a twerkathon. And so basically whoever could 18 plus, whoever comes in, we set a timer on the big screen. Then whoever can twerk the longest gets the $400. Crazy thing is, no one wanted the $400. We had a packed out, sold out venue. No one could get on stage and twerk for at least 2 minutes. I was blown away.
Sold out venue. I was no one's getting on stage.
Yeah, it's like in Indiana, it's very new to these kids, and so they're like going in there like wide-eyed. Yeah, it's very new, very, very new. And so like kids walk in there like, whoa, like it hits them in the face, like, whoa, this is it changes, after the show. They come up to me and they're so ecstatic, like, oh, I want to get into this, oh, this is so cool, Yeah. But during it, they're like, awesome. And so
they're in awe because there's not really like a lot of shows for underground,
Yeah, out there, nah, definitely not.
The plan is to do the same thing next year when everyone's more tapped into the scene. We've hit mainstream. Everything is hitting the projections, and the twerkathon will be even bigger. It'll be actually happening, like 2 bands. We're talking 5 bands.
Oh, y'all gotta get that shit going.
Yeah.
I'll be
and so
for 2 bands.
Sure.
Yeah.
You're gonna have guys getting up there.
I was trying to get some of my boys. I was like, bro, you know what we could do for $400, bro? Just get up there for 5 minutes. I ain't gonna lie, like,
bro, I'm saying I would have been up there. You got me.
Bro, I was contemplating it, like, no cap, but I was like, nah. If I'm running the show, it wouldn't be
okay,
fair.
So,
but
what's a big challenge that you've had to face as an A&R, just in the music scene coming up?
Yeah, patience. I have a lot of trouble with patience. I like things to happen right away, and you have to go into this entire industry knowing that it is going to take time. It is going to take more time than you even know. But if you're passionate about it, that's not a problem. So I, with Daytona, with his, style of marketing, he doesn't like to push out content every day. He doesn't like to, gain engagement every single day. Like I said, he likes to let it simmer, and so it's been difficult for me because I, push out content. I want to see, things go up real quick, but that's not the way we need it to work.
That's not realistic, if we're being honest.
Exactly. And you'll, I guess, create false delusions in negatively affect you, I felt, in the long run, because of those delusions. And sometimes, people get, I guess, too greedy, you could say, on views. They like, oh, I need more views, I need more views. It's not the type of views that you want or the engaging audience that you want.
Mm-hmm.
If they see your name 24/7, they're already going to be tired of seeing you before you actually get to where everyone's going to see you, if that makes sense.
For sure. What's what's an achievement that you're most proud of?
Yeah, so there's a few. The first one was being able to work with TCC Entertainment. They have been a big part of a lot of the music and fashion, and just have generated impacts on the entertainment scene just through Instagram. And so now being able, 4 years down the road, being able to work with them one on one is, it's cool to look back when I was just a kid in a collective. Just seeing where my branding and place in my career is and who I get to work with every day is an achievement for me, continuously meeting more new people. It's an achievement, generating my network. Like, I love meeting people. I love connecting, and I love, just the passion towards music.
Who's a person in the industry that you like when you were coming up, you were fanning on him and you met him and you were like, this dude's not who I thought, type shit.
That's a good question. So I'm not going to do any name dropping, but there was this one situation where this big A&R hit me and was like, "Yo, I'll let you like be my assistant. I'll get you out to where I live. We can do all this big stuff." But little did I know, this was about 3 years. Like, I was only in the industry for about a year. Well, he was asking me to pay him for all of his assistant, and I saw him as like, oh, this dude is huge. Like, I don't care. Like, you know what I'm saying? It didn't click to me that this dude's asking, for my money when he's saying he's giving me an opportunity. And so you have to be careful, because there is a lot of good people in the industry, but there's a lot of decisiveness. You have to fully understand the situation that you're going into. Because I almost lost like 5 bands because of that interaction. You can't be too starstruck and realize people are people.
For sure.
And yes, they have done a lot in their career and success, but in the end, they're just people. And so if they're gonna try to take something from you.
And especially if it's someone that's like you're super fanboying on, and they can tell, bro. Like,
yeah,
they're gonna scam you. They know, like, it's easy for them. It's a given, Like when I was coming up, I don't know if you were in the scene around the time that like Slay World was around. I got super tapped in with Autumn. I got a feature from Autumn. I was trying to get a feature from Wyland, and Wyland was a little bit bigger at the time. And Wyland ended up scamming me for like $500 and just blocked me on everything. So it's like anybody can get you, bro. It don't matter how big you are or what you're doing. If you're fanning on somebody, bro, that's not the way to go.
That's why I stick to passionate people. I look for collaborations. I'm not gonna pay someone, to get. I guess they're giving a service, but at the same time, it's a give. So
yeah, and a lot of times, if you are paying for a service, you're gonna get a half-assed product because they're doing it for the money. It's not like passion project like it should be, and that's what ruins a lot of relationships in the industry.
Yeah, and I'm not money focused. You're not gonna be able to hold and stabilize long relationships if you're all about the money.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense for the people around you or you.
Yeah, no, not at all. I mean, in the end, we're all going to succeed and have that money. It's not, you don't need to worry about it when you're not there yet. You know what I'm saying?
What would you say to an artist that's in a situation where they've been egoed, and what would you say going forward?
Let me tell a story, actually, because this affected a lot in Daytona's career. He was 15 years old. He released a song called "Are You Falling in Love?" It got 15 million streams in about 2 years. He was a kid, and the song, we were getting hit up by labels. Like we had 250K monthly, like things were going up. But the song had a sample in it, and it wasn't the entire song, but of course it was still in there, and it was a pretty prominent sample. And so we couldn't, get those deals without clearing the sample. So I reached out to the owner of the sample, and they actually took the song down. So mid career, 2 years down, that song was gone, and so we had to start from scratch essentially. So you have to look at it as a rebranding. Like this is going to open more opportunities because we were stuck with that single being everyone knows us for this single. Now we have so much better work to show, and Crowd Pleaser, which is the single that's currently doing crazy numbers, it's a lot better overall, just production effort and energy. We're glad, in the long run, we're glad that that actually did happen, because now we can move forward with this being the song.
Have you ever been egoed personally in your career?
So I always catch myself, coming up in this industry, whenever I got a new connection, a new network, I was so pumped. It made my entire day. I was like, oh, I just locked in with this dude. Like, this is so sick. But I felt like that at the time was almost egotistical, because we're humans, like I said earlier. And yeah, they've done well in their career, but being able to almost flex their career, I guess that's what I was doing essentially, looking back at it.
Yeah.
And I'd rather flex my own achievements.
It's almost like a parasocial behavior, bro. And a lot of people I've met in the industry, like now, just like they go around trying to flex like that they know somebody else, and it's like, I mean, that's cool, but like, bro, that's not gonna get you like. People want to know you, not that you know somebody.
Yep, I was just about to say that.
Yeah.
You need to be that person, that people say, oh, I know him. You got to reach for the top. It also puts you down a level when you talk about the other connections that you have, because it shows that, that they're better. Maybe they are, but you don't ever want to lower your level and standard in your brand.
Flo, do you have any more questions just off the top of your head?
Yeah, I mean, this is just something that I like to ask everyone. We got a lot of underground rappers coming up right now in the industry. Netspan, Osama, Day Blunts, Laser Dim. What's like your favorite one coming up right now?
So right now, specifically outside of the artists that I work with, Laser, of course, I love, like Goes and Laser, that whole crew. I love them, what they do. They're very genuine people, very passionate, genuine people. I just like being around their presence.
So you met Laser?
And
yeah, you met
I have not met Laser, but being on the phone with them in the studio, as well as other artists who's smaller but is going to be selling out shows here pretty soon. Apollo Red.
Oh my God!
Apollo Red.
Wait,
he is my.
Bro, Jakester goes crazy about Apollo Red, but Jakester's always like Apollo Red, Cardi's cousin, and I'm just like, damn, bro, like it's gonna happen, bro, it's gonna happen.
And for me, like how we look at it is, we don't want to base his entire career. He doesn't want to be known as Cardi's cousin.
Cardi's cousin, yeah.
He wants to be known as Apollo fucking Red.
Nobody wants to be known the music, as like
someone's.
He's very good at making his own sound. And so he can separate from that almost, where he can generate a whole career just because of his own music. Like there could be zero Cardi relation and bro will still go crazy.
Yeah, I can kind of see he has a lot of similarity. Have you heard Prada Bag Shoddy?
Yeah,
kind of like
him. Yeah, and what he does is, and I've seen throughout his music, he ties in a lot of artists that have gotten success in that side of the industry, and he brings it all into one sound, which I haven't heard until he's been coming up. And so all the different parts of the sound that you love with the opium and just trap, he crafts his songs to combine all of them. And so if you like any certain part of that trap sound, you're going to like a song that he has.
What can we expect just like from you in the future? What's coming out from your artists and your
what moves are being made?
Yeah, what moves are being made type deal.
Yeah, so I'm actually getting on the phone later tonight in the studio because Memphis Daytona is dropping a we calling it Redux, Party Music Redux, another word for remix. It means growth and change. And so on this album, we're going to bring in a lot of the network and the people that have contributed to our success and growing success on this album, like Apollo, Ejaz Productions with like Goes In. I'm about to get on the phone with him and cook up one-on-one. We're still in the process of looking for, for more people to get on this album and connect with more. And so if you guys or any of the viewers watching have any suggestions, feel free to hit my line where I'm always open ears, as well as a tour. We're about to go on a Midwest tour throughout a bunch of fraternities. We're doing a bunch of frat party shows throughout the Midwest. I think Pennsylvania, Ohio, Indiana, and Illinois. We're just going to hit that strip. And as well as we just actually got distribution through Empire. And so the album's going to be coming out through that. Everything will fall into place from there. I've been working as well with Apollo on building up his streams and creating, his monthly listeners. That's another thing I want to add for any artist listening. Monthly listeners mean way more than streams. Like, way more. It's your fan base.
SoundCloud used to be like a huge like algorithm just for music to come out, and we don't really have anything like that anymore. And like the way that they have discoverability now, with like the For You page type of deal where you have to scroll to find, and you can't just like click on that has the better artwork or something like that, or this amount of time on the song. Those were key factors of picking a song. Like there's nothing that has anything like that.
No, you're just seeing like basically artists that pay to
or
get
artists blowing up on TikTok on Reels. They get lucky. It's not the same.
Yeah, those are the only two natural growth methods.
So okay, we have a little segment here. We're gonna do quick fire questions. All right, I got like 3 for you real quick. All right, you answer as fast as you can. All right, your favorite song of all time?
Mask Off Future.
Dream collaboration?
Travis Scott.
One thing you can't live without when you're on tour in studio?
Weed.
There you go. It's a good answer.
I need it. I need it. My mind be flowing.
All right, good. I don't know why. I thought you were like sober, like sober type of that.
You be vaping or no?
Unfortunately, I don't believe it's good for me at all. And it's a lot of things. If you haven't gotten into it, do not get into it. It traps you.
Dude,
I'm dependent
smoking
on it now.
Anything traps you, bro. Like I can't even lie. I didn't get into vapes, but weed, as much as people say weed isn't shit, weed's addictive.
Oh yeah,
we all know it.
I had to stop carts. I had to stop using carts. I only strictly plant, man, because that can be extremely captive. It holds you, it brings you in, and it closes you, in a box.
Well, so
you know what's up.
That's kind of like most of the questions that I have. Do you have any last messages for people watching, for your personal fans and fan base?
Yeah, I'd love to thank everyone, including you guys, for bringing me on here, just showing support, feeding into the passion. It really means a lot to me that there are still more people out here that are still really passionate about the industry as a whole and not using it as a money grab. And so everyone, stay passionate about what you're doing. Don't worry about the funds. The funds will happen. Worry about the energy that you're putting into your music and the energy you're putting towards, other people. So, yeah, thank you guys once again. I really enjoyed all this.
Questions you got?
I do have a suggestion. I'm actually getting, so one of the artists I do manage, Get Rich Akai, he is big on gaming on Twitch, and Twitch just launched Twitch DJing, which is a platform that they're about to develop, which means artists get 50% of the royalties that are played. So they have a partnership with all the labels that you can name. And so when these certified DJs, you have to go through a big process to get there. But once you get there, these streamers can play these artist songs and then get 50% royalties, for both because it's partnered with labels. And so stay tuned for that. And I'd love to incorporate you guys in that.
So like it's gonna be like a DJ can DJ a song and they'll get 50% just because they're mixing it on the stream.
And let's say you have like 5,000 viewers. Well, that's essentially equivalent to 5,000 streams. Their numbers are even better, so they're not paying like the Spotify. Like I think it's
it's also
90.
the viewers are engaged, so it's got to be worth a little bit more,
Yeah. Oh yeah. I don't know the exact numbers because it's brand new. But it's something to look out for, and I'd love to bring you guys in and possibly even do a collab stream. I'm trying to build up my Twitch as well. I'm doing a few streams with Michi. You guys know Michi? Yeah. I'm trying to get Laser and Gozan to play me in NCAA. So stay tuned for that. Yeah. A lot of things, and I'd love to incorporate you guys in all that.
Sure.
So
yeah, I'll be down.
I just I got a friend that's also putting up numbers now in like the gaming streaming, and I was actually on the phone with him today, and every Wednesday and Thursday at night, whenever you want to join up, you too, Goblin, we're gonna do like gaming with our community or viewers. Next week on Wednesday night, we're playing Fall Guys with everyone, so we're gonna have a custom code. First place is gonna get like a TikTok post from me and the other guy, and like playlisting, and then second place is gonna get third, we're gonna do something like that. Yeah, bro, if you want to come and hang out with us any Wednesday, Thursday on stream, bro, you want to get on stream, like just
hell yeah,
let us know, bro.
Sure, we're definitely gonna stay in touch, bro. I see what you guys been doing, man. I'm with it. I'm with it completely.
For sure, I appreciate you.
It was good meeting you, bro.
Yeah, it was nice meeting you, bro.
And yeah, of course. Let's get going. I'm excited to see what is to come forward. For sure. You guys have a good night.
You too, man.